Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be showing you how to start the F-4 Phantom that comes with X-Plane 12, as well as dealing with a little glitch that involves some instrumentation. Let's get started. So first of all, you have to realize that the flight model for this aircraft is pretty good, but the functionality a little limited. And you'll notice there's lots of buttons that do work, and there's lots of buttons that don't work. And again, you can push that button all you want. It gets a lot of stress out and it lightens up the plane. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some electrical power. And they provide us with a battery switch over here, which is interesting, to say the least. But we'll go ahead and pop that sucker on. You'll see that we get some lights right away. You'll see we have a bunch of instruments not showing much of anything. Over on the right-hand side, we have plenty of controls for lights themselves. Go ahead and light it up a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see. I'll set that to steady. Again, you can fiddle with the lights the way that you need to set them. I'll go ahead and check our generators. They might not be set to on right away. That's okay. We're going to fire them up once we get the party started in just a few moments here. We're going to make sure our throttle's all the way back, and we're going to make sure engine on switches are off. They simplified this significantly because the real one, of course, as you know, when we run this, basically we go like this with the throttle to kind of unlock it and actually start fuel flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the engine. I have a button on my joystick here. I'm just going to press and hold it. And you can see that we're going to start our right engine first. There's no external power. There's no external pressure. They kept it pretty simple as far as this goes. Over here on my right, you can see slowly we're starting to build up some RPM here. We're waiting for about 20 to 25%, although given it's a military aircraft, we could probably hit the fuel at 15 as well. It's okay. It's going to work perfectly fine. All right, there's 20. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click this little switch here, which basically allows the engine to run. It's going to send some fuel over. And you can see here that we're going to start building up exhaust temperature pretty much right away. If I were to come over here to the back, for example, you can see the thing's starting to get a little hot. So that's working pretty well for us for that particular point. All right. That's looking pretty good. We got power. We can go ahead and pop on the generator on that side. Go ahead and hit that. It's good to go. We'll start our other engine here. Again, I have a button for it. I'm going to go ahead and press and hold that. And just like our engine on the right-hand side, you can see that the RPM slowly starts to climb, which is exactly what we want it to do. And like I said, between 15 and 20, we can turn the fuel on. We should be fine. I'm going to go up to 20. It's not my engine, so to speak. All right, 20 right there. Looks good to me. Nice. Go ahead and pop the engine fuel on. And again, it's a little different than it is on, for example, the DCS one, which is a fabulous model of this airplane. All right, that looks good to me. Everything's spooling up smoothly. We got engine temperature. Once we get over enough percentage, and right there looks good, we'll go ahead and pop on the generator. Now, this is where things start to get tricky. Do you observe that these two instruments are quite dead right now? They're sitting there going on their side. And the reason for that is there's no way to turn them on inside of this joystick or cockpit. I'm sure there might be a way, but I can't find it anywhere. However, I know how to get these instruments working. And to do that, you're going to have to bind a key. So if I go up to my settings real quickly here, I've got my VPC panel. You'll notice that this button right here turns inverters on. If you skip setting that button up, you won't be able to do this when you press that button. Now, you'll notice as soon as the inverters pop on, my attitude indicator pays attention to me. And you'll also notice that my compass is beginning the alignment procedure, and now it's ready to go. Excellent. So with all that all taken care of, we can go ahead and get ready for our takeoff procedure, which is really, really simple. All we're going to do is we're going to set the flaps all the way down. That's going to make it easy. Go ahead and reduce that parking brake there. Give it a tap of gas. Everything else is configured and ready to go for us. Like I said, there's not a lot else we need to worry about. It's a pretty capable plane as far as takeoff goes. This is so much fun. This is, by the way, one of my all-time favorite planes. It's ridiculous. It really is a brick with just very large engines. And the interesting thing is, I'm a big F-16 fan and all, but this thing is just manual in the best kind of obnoxious sort of way. Like, you really, really had to know what you're doing to fly these things and work with the guy in the back seat, who, of course, had to do all the radar work for you. All right, so we'll go ahead and sneak onto the runway here. I've got a switch for landing lights. We've got that going right now. A nice little temp brake. These engines spool up very, very quickly, so don't worry about that part too much. What we need to worry about is not overspeeding. All right, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and smoothly apply 3/4 power. And then I'm going to apply the rest of the power, go past military, right into afterburner. What you're going to want to do is keep your hand right on the landing gear button. There's 120, 130, 140, 150 knots. Airplane flies into the sky. You want to go ahead and get rid of the landing gear. Get over 200. You're going to go ahead and get rid of your flaps as well. Everything's going to be cleaning up on this aircraft very quickly. And you can see this thing is just ripping into the sky, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. To get us out of afterburners, and so we don't want to run out of fuel, we just pull the throttle back just a little bit. Yeah, we're just going to kind of nose over gently here. Negative G's are never good for airplanes, so you want to be very, very gentle with it. And go ahead and bring in as much trim as it requires to get this thing all nice and leveled off. Obviously, we're doing 350 knots in less than 10,000 feet around a major airport. Not recommended or anything like that, but it does show you just how incredible this aircraft is. Enjoy.